Hey guys. So I know that I'm not here today, but I am not here because I always say I don't believe that people should work on their birthdays. So I am recording this video to tell you what the expectation is for today. So what you are going to do is be creating a vocabulary flip book. This is what yours is going to look like. Mine looks like this, and Mr. Moore has this copy with him so that he can guide you if you need any help. But what you're going to get is one single sheet of paper, and you're going to make it look like this so that when you open it, you have your vocabulary terms on the inside with the definition, synonym, antonym, sentence, and a picture. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to actually make that with the sheet of paper that you're going to get. When Mr. Moore hands out the paper, you're going to take your paper like this, and you're literally just going to take both ends of the paper and make them meet in the middle like this, and then you're going to fold it. Okay, so just fold it like that. And then you're gonna give it a cute little title on the front like I did on mine. So now yours should look like this, and when you open it up, you should have tons of room on the inside for you to complete the task. So the exemplar has a little title on the front, and then I have, my name here. You need to make sure you put your name, make sure you give it a title, and make it colorful and creative. Mine is not, but yours will be. When you open it, you're gonna have space for 5 different definitions, okay? So on this side, this panel right here, I have the definition, I have the synonym, I have the antonym and the sentence, and then here I'm gonna put a picture. Here is the word. If you look, you see the 5 different words for each. So you see the word up here, assimilate, there's bigotry in the middle, there's adapt at the bottom, and then up here there is heritage, and over here there is indoctrinate. All right, so those are the terms. I will also write them on the board so that you know how to spell them. There are already dictionaries on your table. You need to make sure that you don't take my dictionaries with you. Keep the dictionaries on the table and make sure that you're using the dictionary to define the word. If you've seen the word before and you think you know the definition, I still want you to look it up in the dictionary, and I want you to write down the definition on in your flip book, okay? You can also find synonyms inside of the dictionary. So you're going to be able to find synonyms if you're asking what a synonym is. A synonym is a word that is similar to the word that you're defining. So for example, if I am going to define bigotry, I'm not going to tell you the definition because you're going to look it up. If I'm defining bigotry, a synonym for bigotry would be prejudice, okay? Prejudice is like bigotry. It's a similar word, okay, to describe it. I'll give you one that you may know. If I want to define, let's say that I want to define the word love. If I want to define the word love, something similar that may describe love might be compassion, might be care, something that's similar to the word, okay? So that's a definition of something that I know that you know what love means, and you know that you have words that are similar to the word love. So that's what a synonym is, okay? A synonym is a word that is similar to the word you're defining. All right, if I'm talking about antonyms, if we know that a synonym is similar, an antonym is different. So an antonym would be literally the opposite. So if I'm defining the word love, the opposite of love is hate. I know that you guys know that. So antonym is opposite, synonym is similar, okay? Then you're gonna use the word in a sentence. After you do that, I need you to make sure that you draw a picture. The picture should be illustrating the word, the definition of the word, okay? So don't just be drawing random pictures. Once you finish this task, if you finish the task, you are going to start mapping your pamphlet, okay? So this is my pamphlet. This is just a map, and we already discussed what mapping is. Mapping is literally coming up with a blueprint. So I'm not necessarily completing my whole pamphlet today. I am just going to map it out so that I know when I come back to it what needs to go inside of my pamphlet and what information I'm gonna put in there. So this is my title page, cute little picture. When I open it up, I have all of my information. Well, I don't have my information, but I have everything that I know I want to put in here. So I already have my headings picked out, right? And if you notice, my headings are in a different color. They're right here. They're in a different color than the information. The information, of course, as you already know, is bulleted, right? So you see bullets underneath each of my headings. And my heading, like I said before, is a different color. Make sure that you include that, okay? I am gonna keep my markers out, and I want one student from each class to count my markers to make sure that I have the same number that I had when you came into class, all right? And I will write those names of the students on the board as well. So this is a map of my pamphlet, all right? If you notice, you have different spaces where I know I'm gonna put my pictures. So because this is my blueprint, I'm not actually putting my pictures there. I'm just saying, okay, Ms. Chapman, I know that I need to put a picture here. I know I need to put a picture here. I know I want a picture here, and I know I want a picture here. And this is where my headings are gonna go, and underneath those headings, this is the kind of information that I'm gonna put. All right, but the tricky part that I am going to push you guys on is making sure that you use the same words that you defined in your pamphlet, okay? So keep in mind, this is just a map. I'm not asking you to give me all of the information. I just want you to tell me where you're gonna use the word, okay? So for example, if I'm gonna be using the word bigotry, I know that I could probably put that underneath freedom, all right? Freedom, that's my heading right here. If I'm gonna be putting information about freedom, I know I could put bigotry in there, okay? So that's an example of that. So in order to do that, I could just write a little star, like I can use the word bigotry underneath this heading. So I'm not asking you to necessarily write the sentence, I'm just asking you to let me know where you plan to use it. If I flip over, remember guys, pamphlets are like little foldable papers. So when you flip it, when you look to the back, you're gonna see where I have included space where I know I'm gonna put my resources. So remember the pamphlets that we looked at in class, when we opened it up and we looked on the back, there were 2 pages of resources and information that we could give. I want us to do the same thing in the pamphlets that we're creating. I want you to take these 2 pages and use it for resources, okay? So I'm not asking you to give me the resources, just make sure that these 2 pages are dedicated specifically for resources that our new immigrants can use when they come to the United States. All right, so I'm gonna recap. The first thing you need to do is create your vocabulary book. You are going to have 5 words to define. The first word is indoctrinate. The second word is bigotry. The third word is assimilate. The fourth word is adapt. And the fifth word is heritage. You are defining those 5 words in your flip book, and you are going to give me the definition, synonyms, antonyms, use the word in a sentence, and draw a picture. That is what you are going to do. When you finish with your flip book, it should look like this, okay? Make sure that you have your name on it, make sure it's colorful, make sure your sentences make sense, and make sure that you're using your dictionary to define these words. After you complete your vocabulary book, you're going to start mapping out your pamphlet, okay? So make sure that you remember, I'm not asking you to complete the pamphlet, I'm just asking you to map it out. And when you map it out, make sure that you have your headings in a different color. Make sure that you have your bullets already planned out so you know how many pieces of information you're gonna give to your audience. Make sure that you have spaces where you know you're going to put your pictures. Make sure that you have the 2 pages on the back dedicated to additional resources. Make sure that you tell me where in your pamphlet you're going to use the 5 words that you've already defined. So for example, if I'm going to use bigotry, I know that I can use bigotry underneath the freedom heading. So I can put a star underneath here and say, I plan to use the word bigotry on this heading. Okay? That is my expectation. I'm leaving the exemplars with Mr. Moore so that he can support you if you need extra support. He also has my number so that if you have a question, you can ask him to text me if he is willing to text me, and I will be more than willing to help wherever I can. Once again, I am going to leave the names of the students that are going to count my markers in each class. I'm going to leave the names of those students on the board. Only those students need to count my markers. The next thing, forgot what I said I was going to do. But when I go back and watch this video, I will remember what that thing was. And whatever that thing was, that's what I'm going to do. So make sure that you are on your best behavior. I don't want any bad reports. And y'all have a wonderful day. I will see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend.